So I finally opened the gift. And when I opened the gift, guys, my face just fell. I was so sad. And I looked at her and I saw that she got the response that she wanted. This is the gift that she gave me.
My name is Kerry.
Hey guys, what up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kerry. I'm a Jamaican living in Japan. On this channel, guys, I do all kinds of videos, and this video is going to be a story time. It's been a while since I've told a story, but this story has to be told. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my horrible experience on the JET program. I guess when you watch videos here on YouTube, a lot of the stories are a bit romanticized. A lot of them are positive, and persons talk about the wonderful time that they had at their school, that it was just lovely. I can't say the same. While I will always appreciate all the things that I was able to gain from it, especially in terms of my goals, a lot of my goals I did achieve. I am not going to pretend as if I had a good time on the program. Honestly, guys, my JET experience sucked. It sucked. It all started when I just came to Japan. So when I was in Jamaica, I was preparing to come on the program and everything. I got an email from the school that I'd been placed. Like, a lady, she reached out to me. She was very warm, just very friendly, and I was like, wow, it seems as if I've been placed at a good school, because she really seems genuinely warm. So it came to pass that I got to Japan finally, and we went through, the big hoop loop. We went through the training at the Kerry Hotel in Tokyo, and then after Tokyo, we went to homestay. We went to stay at a Japanese family home for like a week. We had to go to Shinagawa every minute for training, go back and forth training, go back and forth training, go back and forth training. So it was tiring. However, eventually, we got to the point where we were allowed to go to our new residence. So I decided that, look here, Tokyo rent too expensive, right? Even though I was placed at a school in Tokyo, one of those popular rich areas in Tokyo, I decided that, you know what, I'm poor, I came here broke as I couldn't afford that obscene rent and the startup cost to get an apartment, especially in Tokyo. So I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take an apartment in Chiba and travel to work in Tokyo. After all, they're going to give me back the transportation cost anyway. So might as well just sacrifice like half an hours of sleep a day so I can actually save more money. And that's what I did. So I moved into my apartment, all was well. So the next day would have been training. So when we went to training that day, at the end of the training, they had different teachers from all over the schools in Tokyo, and the teachers were to come and take us to our school to introduce us to whichever school we were assigned. I remember it like it was yesterday. Like, all the teachers, the Japanese teachers, were going to meet the other jets, and they looked so warm and they were happy to see their jets. But I remember when my teacher came to meet me, she looked disappointed, like she smelled something. In Jamaica, that expression that we say, she looked at you like she smells shit. That's how she was looking at me. That's the vibe, the aura that she gave me. Like, she was indifferent. Like, she didn't like me. I just didn't like her attitude. And I'm not somebody who goes about my life trying to find issues with people or trying to discern bad energy. I really don't try to do all that kind of shit. So if I do pick up something, it's because it's really there. So while we were walking towards the school, we took the train, the subway, and mind you, it was my first time not only living elsewhere, but I was still trying to get used to the trains and stuff like that. I was just not used to the Tokyo life and getting through the trains as quickly as her. And I was trying to keep up with her and stuff, but homegirl coming she just want to lose me. She just was walking fast, and she just had this eternal irritated expression on her face. And I was like, this lady's... So I'm like, okay then. And I continued following her and stuff. We went to the school. When we got to the school, it just became too obvious. I'm like, something is wrong. This lady can't be the lady who had been treating me like I was actually human when I was still in Jamaica. So I said to her, Hirata, are you Hirata? No, Hirata is on vacation. I'm your supervisor, auntie. I'm your supervisor. So I was like, okay. So I was like to her, I'm confused because I thought she was my supervisor. Yes, but I'm your supervisor too. So I was like, okay, that's good to know. And I'm really trying, guys, because before I came, I'd read up on like Japanese culture and the fact that they don't like confrontation, and you should try to keep the harmony, and you should try, not to have any kind of issues with them and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to be a good sport, I'm really trying to keep my cool. But I was like to myself, darn, I'm gonna have a bad time with this lady. That's what I was thinking. Then the next day, like 2 days after, Hirata came. She was so nice and bubbly and stuff, and I was like, okay, thank you, Jesus, thank you. At least I know I can deal with her. So if I have any concerns or stuff, I don't have to go to Miss Meanie. I can just go to Miss Hirata. As Jets, we don't know anything about the place. We don't know, clearly I can't speak the language. So we need support. They need to help us to go and start bank accounts and do stuff, set up bank accounts and get phones and stuff like that. So Hirata Sensei was like, I can help you. And she followed me. She decided to follow me to the bank, and she helped me to set up 2 of my bank accounts, my Mizuho bank account and my Japan Post bank account. So I was just so happy. So I don't know, I went home that day, and the next day when I got back to school, Hirata Sensei was she said to me that she got in trouble. So I said, why? Sensei was upset that she helped me to set up my bank account. So I'm like, are you serious? She said yes, she was very upset. Hirata Sensei should allow me to figure out stuff on my own. That's how I will learn. So I'm like, are you serious? So I was just dumbfounded because I'm like, why is this lady being such a... At that point, I was just really, really irritated. And when I'm irritated, I become my nose becomes so flared. I was just so upset. Hirata was a different kind of teacher. Actually, she stood out because she was just different, and she was very, very frank. She was honest. So I really liked that about her, because I liked that she wasn't pretentious. So she told me she and Sensei didn't get along because Sensei was a bully. That's what she told me. All of this was happening in the first week, So I remember the next day when I got to work and stuff, she was to me, she wants to know my transportation situation. In Japan, the policy is that your employer should compensate you for the transportation costs. The company has to pay for your commute. So I basically had to tell her, show her my residence card that shows my address, and to show her where I live and my route to come to work, or route to come to work. So when she saw where I was living, she was like, why? And I was to myself, this lady is not talking to me like how she would talk to a Japanese person. Why is she so rude? So I said, why what? Because I'm at this point, I'm saying to myself, this lady don't know me a Jamaican. You can't continue to poke me like this and I expect me to respond. Why what? Why do you live here? So I'm I don't understand what you mean, why do I live here? Why did you choose to live all the way there? So I said to her, because I thought that I had the freedom to do that. Is that a problem? Yes, because aren't you getting good salary? So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, I don't understand why because I'm dumbfounded at this point, because I don't know what is this lady's problem and why she's so bitter. Why are you living so far from the school? And I said to her, because it's cheaper for me to live further away. I can't afford the rent here. But you get good salary. I know your salary, you get good salary. This is a problem. This is problem. You get good salary. Why do you live so far? You get good salary. This is too expensive. You get good salary. You could live closer. Nope. The rent is too expensive in Tokyo. But you get good salary. This is problem. She's actually pointing at the card, saying, this is problem. This is a problem. This is too expensive. I'm sorry, I don't think that's your call to make. Shouldn't that be the Board of Education's decision? And like she shut up then. So I'm like to myself, okay, this woman, it seems as if she has a problem. And I realized this is what the problem was. She had a problem with how much money I was earning. So this lady, she's like a veteran teacher. That I don't know if I was making more money than her, because I don't know how bad it is, but I know that for Jets coming onto the program, get more money than even a teacher, one of the younger teachers, like younger Japanese teacher in terms of experience. And I remember being told by Hirata Sensei that even my salary, I was getting about the same as she was or more than her. I don't remember, but she told me that I was getting about the same or more than what she was getting, and she had been teaching, like she was in her 50s too, Hirata Sensei. So some teachers, some Japanese teachers have a problem with that, and I can understand why they would. I would feel salty too if I'm a senior teacher and I'm being paid less than some recruit from another country. Especially like when you have recruits who are not even teacher trained. Many of them are just out of universities. So I understood why she felt salty, but I just don't know. That's not my cross to bear. She needs to take that up with the Ministry of Education or with the Board of Education. So she was just really unprofessional. And throughout the time, she just kept on picking on me. She was really giving me a hard time at the school, guys. She was really giving me a hard time. Tokyo Jets have it a little easier in the sense that we only worked I don't know if it's the same now, but I only worked 16 days out of the month. So like my day off was like on a Thursday. So on Thursdays, I wouldn't have any school. So this lady was responsible for planning my schedule, for setting my schedule. So because it seemed as if she was upset at the fact that I didn't have school classes on a Thursday, this is what this lady started doing. So when I just started, right, she gave me like 16 classes, right? About 16 classes. So I was basically like doing like 4 classes a day for the 4 days I was going to work. But then it's like she decided, you know what? Let me just annoy her, make she quit or something. I don't know what her goal was. But only thing I came and then she told me that she added 4 more classes to my schedule. So I was royally pissed. I'm already doing 16 classes, right? I think that's fair. If I'm coming to school 4 days a week, there are 6 periods in a day. And I do 4 periods out of the 6 periods. That's not free. That's not light work. I do need some time in between, like to plan and to just recuperate. It's not easy teaching for even 4 classes a day. Even when I was teaching in Jamaica, I never had more than 4 classes a day. It might seem easy to you, but standing on teaching back to back to back to back to back to back is a disservice to not only the students but to your body as well. It's a lot of work. So now I have 20 classes to do. Now I was royally pissed because I was like, what is this problem? Just thinking about it gets me so upset. Now what's our issue? And I was like to myself, okay then. So she gave me 4 more classes. So now I'm doing 20 classes for 4 days. Right, so that's basically 5 classes. Only 1 period I would have free. So that's a lot of work. It's not even like it's the most rewarding or engaging use of my time, because honestly, when I was doing Jet, for most part, it was just for the satisfaction of knowing that I had a salary coming in. If I'd stayed with Jet any longer, or if I had continued with them for a long time, I would have lost my passion for teaching, because I was just a human recorder and like, it was just recording, talking, standing, say this, repeat it. Oh my God, it was exhausting. After I did like the first 2 weeks, I realized that I was just so tired. It was too much. This is what I said to her, because I was very careful in how I said it. And I said to her, 5 classes a day it's too much, because I don't have enough time to plan and to give my best in all my classes, because I'm just rushing from class to class to class. And it's just a lot. That's what I said to her. This is how she interpreted it or repeated it to other people. I said that I'm doing too much work. So she made it seem as if, I don't remember how she paraphrased it, but the way she paraphrased it suggested that I was being lazy. And it's shit like that she would do. And this is a lady who knows English very well. She speaks English very well. She was just being intellectually dishonest. I was like, this lady is really trying to get me out. And this was it now, where I just was like, okay, then this is becoming too much. So there was an American guy who would like come to the school, and he was like a part-time teacher. So he wasn't a jet, he was just an assistant language teacher. I really don't want to speak ill of him, but in my opinion, he wasn't like the strongest teacher. So the English club, the students had experience with that teacher. So they would like come to the English club, and like they're so happy that I'm now at the school, because I don't want to say, I have to, this is what they said to me. And we're so happy that you're at the school because, you know, the other teacher, let's call him Charles Sensei, I mean, he would just come to classes sometime and just play the guitar, because he plays like a guitar. He would just come and not plan anything, just start playing. So the students are not dumb, so they were like really, a guitar? Like, who does he think he's teaching, you know? So they were like saying that to me. And even like Hirata Sensei, she would also tell me that they were just so happy to get me because the other teacher was trash. As I said before, she was blunt. So the thing is, Sensei, the hater Sensei, that's what I should have called her. Hater Sensei, she has never taught with that guy before, right? She doesn't know his teaching style or anything, right? The other teachers told me that I was good, a good teacher, and I was way better than what he was doing. She came to me and was like, you know, you could go to Charles Sensei's class sometime to see what he does in his class, right? So so the lady's basically telling me that, girl, you need some work with your teaching. Go to Charles' class and get some tips, because this what you're doing, ain't it? I was like, Jesus, please take the wheel. This lady is going to draw me out. So I really was trying my best to just stay out of her way, you know. It was approaching December, and I was like, okay then, you know, this is gonna be my first December in Japan. So I was sitting down, I think it was the last day before the winter break, and we were going to go on Christmas holidays. Japan, they don't celebrate Christmas. However, that would have been the day before winter vacation. So I went into work that day, like skipping in my mind, because I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be going on holiday. I won't be seeing this witch. Nobody to stress me for a couple of, at least 2 weeks. I'm happy. So when I got to work that day, I was just really surprised, because when I got there was a gift on my desk. So I was like, Nani? Looking at the gift and looking, what is this? And then I saw that it was from her. And it had a really pretty card. The gift was wrapped. So I was like, okay, a gift from her. So I'm like, thank you, Jesus, you answer prayers. This lady looked like she had come around. She told me Merry Christmas in the message, and she hoped that I have a very good Christmas. Oh my God, you answer prayers, you answer prayers. You know, oh my God, my bed, I'm pray about this. I hope that the lady will come around. And I'm like, I never saw that coming. You understand? So guys, I was just so happy. My heart started dancing, and she was like not too far beyond, and she was looking to see if I open the gift. Usually I don't open presents, guys. I will read the card, but I usually don't like to open presents when I just get them. I like to open them in privacy. She realized that I wasn't going to open it, so she asked me if I'm going to open it. So I realized that she wanted me to open it. So I was like, okay, let me open it. So I was like so happy still, you know, because I'm like, she gave me a pretty card. She's coming around. I'm so happy. Thank you, God, for prayers. That's all I'm thinking, right? So I finally opened the gift. And when I opened the gift, guys, my face just fell. I was so sad, and I looked at her and I saw that she got the response that she wanted. Could you guys, what do you think was in the gift? Can you guess what you think was in the gift? I don't think you guys could guess. This is the gift that she gave me. Japan Etiquette Guide to Japan. Know the rules that make the difference. That's the book. So basically, she was letting me know that, girl, you ain't fitting in this shit. work on ways in which you can better assimilate. No matter how much you've been trying, you still ain't it, you still ain't getting it. Read this book and see if you can finally get it. I had no issues. I didn't understand why she needed to give me this book. I was doing fine, in my opinion. Even Hirata Sensei was like, she is so rude. Yeah, this is the book she gave me. This is the book she gave me. I was so sunken. I mean, I was already sad, but I was excited about my winter vacation. You see when she gave me this book? And my face just dropped. And my energy and my spirit just fell. And I looked at her and I saw her looking at me. And she was like basically like fighting a smile. Like she got the response that she wanted. That lady was trying to break me. That lady was trying to break me. I try not to play around with the D word, guys, because I know that there are people in the world who have life way more difficult than I do. And some of my issues are probably first world problems or like not that deep. But I was really sad, coming into this country. This was my first time traveling. I'd never lived anywhere outside of Jamaica before. I never traveled before. I was just feeling really sad and alienated. And if I'd known that I'd had such a difficult time my first year in Japan, my first few years in Japan at that school, I probably wouldn't have applied to the JET program. And because it was very difficult. For the length of time I was there on the program, she made it really difficult for me. And she never changed. You can say, oh, you can just always prove your worth and fight hard to let her see that you are of value. I think she's a racist, to be quite honest. I don't know what her problem is. I think that she has a problem with foreigners coming to Japan, and not just any foreigners too, because I think that some foreigners she's okay with, but foreigners that are like me, I think she has a problem with that. She'd ask me, because they'd ask me to do a lot of speaking activities, repeating. And as a Jamaican, I have an accent. And I remember being in the class a couple of times and she asked me to say a word and I said it. My pronunciation wasn't American. And she was like, no, that's not it. Say it again. Say it the right way. And I'm in the class, If they knew that they wanted an American ALT, they should have requested one, or she should have requested one. So I said to her, I'm sorry, no, I can't do that. I'm Jamaican, not American. No, I can't repeat it like an American because I am not an American. As I said to her, but you could try to say it as an American. I can't. And I just left it at that. And eventually, for the time that I was there, I started like fighting back. So I was very professional, but I was just tired of it. I was just tired. By the time we had gotten to like February, March, I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm tired of feeling depressed. I'm tired of feeling sad. I'm not going to be going home to cry anymore. I'm going to fight fire with fire. If she's going to be disrespectful towards me, I'm just not going to acknowledge her. When she was like mean to me or like she was rude, I was like, excuse me, I didn't tear you. And I said, excuse me, I could assist you, but please, you can't speak to me like that. I started calling her out and I just stopped crying and going home and feeling sorry for myself. But she's the reason why I didn't enjoy my JET program experience. And she continued her antics, and when she realized that she had stopped getting through to me and she had lost any power over me, she started trying to change others' perceptions of me. Because really she had no power. She couldn't fire me or she couldn't stop my contract from being renewed. So she really had no power. Power that she once had on me in terms of like making me sad and depressed and all of that. She never had that power over me again. Even when I was having a bad time at work, I ensured that when I went home, I kept myself preoccupied. I was going to the gym, so I was feeling really good about myself. I would eat really well, eat really clean. And whenever I could, I definitely traveled. And those are the things that I did to help ensure that I had balance, to help ensure that I was okay. So yes, guys, so that's it. That's the end of my story time. That's why I really hated my time on the JET experience. It wasn't because of like the border education. It wasn't because of the student, the placement or anything like that. I just had a messed up supervisor and she really made it difficult for me to enjoy my time on the program. So yeah, and that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Before you guys go, please tell me in the comment section what you would have done in my situation. How would you have responded or reacted to this lady? Honestly, sometimes I think about it and I say to myself, I wish I had said this to her. I wish I had said that to her. But you know what? It makes no sense. I live in the past. Until the next video. Bye, bye, bye. Mwah.